Hello and good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday morning in July. It is a beautiful day in Victoria, BC today, and I am coming to you from my craft room. So this is Sue from Sue's Paper Creations. It is 8 a.m., so a little bit early this morning compared to other days, but I wanted to pop on today and do a little bit of creating with you with a little bit of water. So just to show some different ways in which you can use your water and blocks to color backgrounds and create something fabulous and unique with that process. So good morning, Gail. So we do have a few people that are up and about this morning. If you're on the East Coast, your day is well started. You're like, I guess, coming up on lunchtime or at least coffee time here in Victoria, BC. Like I said, it's a little bit earlier. Today we're going to actually we have an amazing farmer's market that is out at the fairgrounds. And so we're going to head there today and get some fresh fruit and vegetables, which is always amazing. We're going to meet Katie there. And yeah, it's going to be a great day. So I wanted to remind you that tomorrow, because it is my monthly card club, and I do my live Zoom once a month, I will not be going live tomorrow for my Step Up Design. I will be back the following Sunday for that. But I thought that instead I would go live with you a little bit this morning and just show you kind of some different looks that you can get with water. I'm really not quite sure what I'm going to create yet, but we will make it up as we go along, as we always do. This is great. Good morning. Okay, so, one thing I wanted to show you is I actually got my fancy birthday kit. It arrived yesterday, and you guys may have seen in my post that I am doing a collaborative birthday virtual bingo party for our fancy birthday kit. It is a new kit that just was released in July, and the best part about it is all you have to do is purchase the kit through Lori or I. Lori's in the States, I'm in Canada, to be able to join us for our virtual kit together, and we're doing a bingo as well, so we're going to be giving away prizes. So it doesn't cost you anything extra to join our Zoom once you get that kit. So, but you do have a chance definitely to win a prize from us, and we're going to be showing you some alternative projects with that kit. The two of us are going to walk you through making all 12 of the cards, which is going to be great, all 12 of the designs, and then we're going to have some fun showing you some alternative projects as well. Okay, it'll be a couple hours. Okay. All right, so there's not saying good morning. All right, so I'm going to just get rid of this, and we're going to head on down to my workspace. Everybody's getting ready this morning. Heading out the door. Okay, so I'm going to show you, first of all, the actual kit here and what comes in it. And then we're going to start getting messy with some water. So I wanted to show you this before I get into the messy water part, okay? Because water and paper only go well together if that's your plan, right? If it's not the plan, you don't want to have water near your paper. So this is it here. This is the birthday fancy kit. I think it is $34 in Canada and $25 in the US if you are going to get it through Lori. I added my link in the description, and within the body of, like, if you click on the virtual kit together with Lori and Sue, there is a link there as well for Lori if you're in the States. So you have to order it through Lori in the States and myself in Canada. But the best part is that we all get to be in a Zoom together and create, which I'm excited about. Okay, so I gotta pull this off. This is actually One of the first kits that I've done kind of getting together. Oh my goodness. First of all, look at that big, massive. I've never seen a huge, let's just compare, package of dimensionals like that. So look at already, look at all the dimensionals you're getting. You're not going to use all those. So that's a little bonus right there, a little extra value. That's huge. So it does come with everything that you need. Basically all you need to do is grab your pair of scissors, click on the old Zoom link, have your little kit with you, and we have got already, it gives you a block. So if you're new to crafting, this is awesome. If you've been crafting for a while and following Lori and I for a while, it's just going to be fun to bring us all together, and we're excited to show you some alternative things that you can do with this kit. So here is your adhesives. So they are giving you tear tape, a massive, that's a huge package of dimensionals there, a sheet. And these are little glue dots. So those are the adhesives that are within this kit, and you have a clear block. These are awesome if you don't want to pack up a whole bunch of stuff to craft. Each one of the kits has one of these thinner blocks in it, so it's kind of great for if you're crafting on the go. We have got a stamp set. So again, I'm just showing you, I want to get a color behind here. I'm just showing you all the stuff in this kit that we're going to be using. This is going to be on, I think, the 26th. So you have until like 4 more days. We're hoping to get registration done in the next 4 days because we want to mail out your sheet of bingo cards to everyone so that we can give away some prizes. Okay, so here is, I love the greetings. There is sweetest birthday wishes, let's eat cake, happiest birthday, sending you happy birthday wishes for you. We've got wishing you another year as sweet as you, and time to celebrate. So these have some really great just unique kind of little sweet, you always get the happy birthdays, let's celebrate, but I love this let's eat cake. I love the sweetest birthday and wishing you another year as sweet as you. Like, there's some really nice birthday greetings in there. So that's the stamp set that you get in there. So these are all the things so far. And then you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, there are obviously 12 envelopes with a little sparkle on them. And we love the sparkle, right? We always love sparkle. And then you've got pieces that you stamp the greetings on. You have got, I'm thinking there's 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got 2 different backdrops. So we do have a little variety there. So these are the card bases. And sometimes in the kits, I worry about, like, is the quality of, like, the card base is going to be okay? But these ones are pretty standard weight for the card base, which is great. So you've got some blue polka dots, you've got some gold, and if you're savvy, you can actually cut these in half, and then you can mount them on, because they're so pretty, you could mount them onto just white card bases, and you could make twice as many cards. Just putting that out there. Same with this one. You could use these as layers on card kits. So we'll go over all that too and have some fun. We got some banners. We have lots of fun banners. And then it looks like, okay, I was wondering where the other card bases are. We have 4 of these pink stripy ones too. So that's, let's see here, 4, 8, 12. So I guess there is 4 of each one. And then look, this is the fun part. Oh, they're popping out already. But look at how adorable all of these little cakes are. Look at that. So these are all done for you. It's got some gold foiling on it. And there is, oh, they're going to fall apart as I take them off. But yeah, there is three sheets of all of these adorable cakes. Like this is what caught my attention. They are beautiful. The little strawberries on there, I love it. And then there's also these gorgeous like little layering pieces too. Look at how pretty that is. And square ones. And then they've got ones that are more decorative with gold. So this kit caught my eye right away and is a great value for the amount. And to add to the value, we're going to be giving away prizes during our virtual bingo. So yeah, so you're going to want to jump on and you can join. Like I said, if you're in the States, if you're in Canada, you can join us. You just get the kit through Lori for the States and through myself. If you can't make the Zoom, because some people won't be able to make the Zoom on the Saturday, then we will, unfortunately, it will be, we're going to be doing the bingo live, right? But we will do like tape the Zoom so that you will still be able to play the Zoom and create along with us, okay, if that makes sense. And you'll still be able to see all the alternative projects. All right, so I think I just want to just put this back on here because I'm trying to remember the day and time. There it is there. It's Saturday, July the 26th, and 10 a.m. my time, noon Lori's time. It's probably just going to be like a couple hours. We're going to go through all of the cards in the kit as they are in the photos there. She's going to do 3, but then I will show you a project, an alternative project made with those same 3 pieces she used for the cards, and then we're going to go back and forth. So we'll give you lots of inspiration, and we're going to have some fun, okay? All right, so let's just see here. The kit get-togethers get better and better. They do. Like, they're releasing 2 each month, and they are like, that is a lot of stuff to get, and you can just you can definitely make twice as many cards if you cut them in half and just use white card bases. Absolutely. Okay, so hopefully you guys, like I said, hopefully you'll join us. We're so excited to collaborate together, and we're gonna visit as well as visit with you, so it's gonna be awesome. Okay, can't make the Zoom, but sure we'll watch the replay. The replay will actually be, because it will be a private event, so therefore if the only way that you get into the class is if you happen to you purchase a kit through Lori or I, and then from that point we will record it and we will send you the link of the recording. Yeah, okay, but for the $34 you get everything. You get that kit, plus you get alternative designs, and you get to have some fun with us. Yeah. Okay, so I've been mucking around here with already a little bit of water this morning, and I realized that I'm actually out of watercolor paper. Like, I don't know how that happened. How does that happen? Because usually I don't run out of stuff. But anyway, so we are going to pivot as we do, and I'm going to be spraying some blocks and some ink, and normally I would just use water, okay, because the watercolor paper soaks it up so much. Now, because I'm just going to be using standard cardstock, just our white cardstock, I thought, you know what, I'm going to come live anyway, and I'm going to do some watercolor, have some watercolor fun, and this might be a good way in which you can learn that, you know, maybe you can do it with just water with regular paper, because what I did was I opened this up, and I happened to have just a little tiny bit, like, I mean, maybe a fifth or a sixth of the amount of some rubbing alcohol in here because I had done another technique with rubbing alcohol, and I just added water to it. And I thought, you know what, with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, it will make it so that the paper doesn't get totally saturated, because sometimes that's the problem with just regular cardstock. We used to have shimmer paper, and it was amazing because it had a coating on the top of it and the water would just move around like magic. But with the regular, sometimes it can get, if you add too much water, then it can kind of get a weird look to it, but it can also, you know, easily kind of rip the paper. It can get really saturated. Okay, so with having a little bit of rubbing alcohol in there, I've been playing with it, and by that I mean 5 minutes before I came on here live. But it seems to be, I've been trying to get the right balance of how much water to put on, and it seems to be drying quicker once it gets to the block, as you can see, because of the rubbing alcohol. But it also doesn't go really warpy. Like it's pretty good. Okay, so I am going to play with those, and I'll create something with them, and I'll just work with the white spots. Sometimes it looks fabulous with the white spots. I might stamp on one of those. Here's another one that I tried, and again it started to dry because it's got the alcohol in it before it hit the paper, but it's going to be unique, right? Every piece is unique. So what I did is I've got 3 little squares here, and it's going to be hard for you to actually see the image on the squares, but I have got these cute little balloons that are on the squares. Can you see that? There's 1. There's 2. And you can kind of see them. So I'm going to do some blocking over top of these. And my thought was, it's a small little image, but I'm going to make it look like, I don't know, this idea came into my mind. Like the balloons are starting at this corner of this one, and then it's in the center, and it's going up higher, and then it's going up higher towards the right. So it's like a progression of them floating up into the air. We're gonna see. We'll see how this works, but I think it will be quite cute. And I'm gonna just use a little Pool Party, because Pool Party is like sky color. I love it. Now you could use a blending brush, and you could definitely blend over the whole surface, and it would resist where the balloons are, and you could definitely do it that way. But when I have the opportunity to get a little messy, I go for it. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, I almost forgot to put this back in the box. With the Birthday Fancy kit, you also get a ink spot, and the one that you will get in there is the Lost Lagoon, one of my favorite colors. Okay, so I'm gonna start by adding some blue to the block. Okay, so I'm just pressing my ink pad onto there. Now this could get a little messy, so I have paper towel here ready to go, and I am going to just spray it. I don't want to spray onto my ink pad, so I'm going to spray it. Oh, I got to get it going. I just filled it up, so let's see. Okay, so I love these spritzers. These are Stampin' Spritzers. You get 2 of them. Super reasonable. But the nice thing is they don't do like a massive blast. They just do like a very beautiful fine blast, so it's nice and even. So you can see there's some water there, definitely on my block. I'm just going to turn it and squish it. Here we go. Look at, you can see the balloons. Okay. Oh my god, I love that. So there's 1. This is like magic. Okay, there's 1. We're going to do it again. I could do it different colors. That would be pretty too, but I'm going to go for like the floating up into the air. So I want it all kind of be the same, but there's 1 block. And you can see I'm working right on my glass block today. my matte, which I love for watercolor. I don't want to put that down. I'm going to put it in a glass there. I love it for watercolor technique because you can just smush away on here and it doesn't matter. Okay, there's number 2. I'm going to try and scoot it off this way. There. Okay. Now, because there's alcohol in here, I can't just, like in the water, I have to kind of just press a little bit of color on here each time, which I have the re-inkers for all of my ink pads, so I can add a little re-ink in there, no problem. And I'm not putting a lot of ink onto the block, but it just seems like more because it's mixed with water. Look at how beautiful those are. I love them. Okay. What did you say you stamped the balloons with? I didn't even say, did I? That wasn't very good of me. I stamped it with Versamark, and then I used white embossing powder. Okay. Okay, gotta get this going again. Okay, so there is some more water. I'm trying to do it off to the side so it's not so messy. And there is our last one. Okay, love it. I'm going to take it off to the side here. Now, there's an area that didn't get quite water in it. I can smush it in other areas like that. Actually, I like the little bit of white space, and that looks like a little cloud as it's going to dry. You have a little bit of variation. I'm going to end up with blue hands. So then I can just wipe this like this. I would like to order the birthday kit and join you. Yay! I hope that we have quite a few of you join. It's going to be so fun. And there is, yeah, if you go to the online store, then in the link it'll actually say, or sorry, just go to the link in the description and it actually says, like, I forget what the actual title is. I think it's Kit Together with Lori and Sue. You'll know the one. And it tells you the number to order, and you just order through the online store. Okay. All right. So there is our first little experiment, and these are going to dry, but look at how cute that is. So that's like 1, 2, and 3. I love it as they go up, and I'm going to put those onto a nice textured background and make a really cute birthday card. Okay, so there's one. Now, another thing that I wanted to try, just because we did a little tiny bit of coloring. Let's see if I've got it here. Where is that beautiful card that we made yesterday? I tucked all my cards different places because I was cleaning up yesterday. But we used, well, you'll see once I press this down. In fact, I'm going to grab the other paper too. You're going to see on here that this already has a resist to it. This is this irresistible paper. And I'm going to grab the other patterns because I think we should try them out. So this package has 3 different, this is all my leftovers from my product share, but this has 3 different patterns, and this is, so you can see, I'm going to put them up close. You can see that this one has flowers, right? You can see this one has some checkers. And then this has got the leaves. Now again, if you wanted to, let me see if I have, I don't know if this will be dark enough, but you can definitely add some color to these. Doesn't have enough ink in it, but, and then you can get the pattern shining through. See that? Okay, but I'm going to try pressing with some water and we're going to see what happens. I thought it would be beautiful to do like a couple panels on a card, and I want to try just some different greens and different colors. So I'm going to go with, let's see if this block will cover it up. Not quite. So I'm going to go with a slightly larger block, and I'm going to do some greens, and we're going to see how this works. Now, I probably won't put together all of these cards, but let's see, I just want to get this sprayer working. I did something to it. It's just leaking out. Okay, we'll make it work. Okay, so I'm going to go with a little bit of color on here, like that. And again, I don't want to spray this on my surface. So I'm just going to do it off to the side here. And I just got to get, it's not spraying the way I want it to. I don't know what I did to it. Let's see. Let's try. There we go. I think that should do it. Put it back in there. Oh, can't get that sprayer to work. I'm going to switch it out. I've got one more, and I'm going to put the liquid into it that I've already got because it has the rubbing alcohol in here, and I think that's going to help us. So I'm just going to transfer. One moment. And we'll just transfer it over like that. Perfect. And we'll just see what happens here. Okay. Okay. Ah, that's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. In fact, I can probably do it right here because now it's not going to spray in a weird direction. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. So there is our green. And let's see how this works. Okay, so that is, wow, look at how it resists where the actual pattern is. Can you see that? So it resists where the pattern is, and then it colors it in. Now, I'm going to use also a little paintbrush. And if you want it to be a different tone and maybe add a little bit more color where the actual leaves are, you can color that in a little bit more. You could even add a darker color if you want it. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create with all of these. All these pieces that we're kind of playing around with here are going to have to dry. And then once they do, I will have some fun creating with them today and tomorrow. And then I'll post the results as I finish them off, okay? So I'm going to try this in a different color. I've got also a Granny Apple Green, which I think would be really pretty. So this is just going to just make those leaves pop a little bit more. And I'm going to do the same with the balloons in a bit because we want the balloons to pop. I just was going to let them dry. I just want to use up, because I'm going to do slightly different colors for the balloons. But I want to, as those are drying, kind of play with a couple other things. So that is quite a different look. Okay, once it dries, it will look quite pretty. Okay, and it's kind of got a bit of a mottled look in the background. We'll see how it dries though. And then popping out those leaves, just adding that little bit of color definitely helps. So I'm going to try something slightly different. We're going to smush a little bit of color on all of those different papers, and we'll see what they look like. I do have more paper towel. Okay, so first though, I want to try doing the green, a lighter green, and then I'm going to go over with the darker leaves, and you can tell me what you think. All right, so this is all about just kind of playing and seeing what all of these end up looking like. Okay, now I have my spritzer. There it is. Let's give it a spritz. There it is. Whew, it's a good spray. Okay, let's do a little bit of, so this is a lemon lime twist actually. I thought I had the granny apple, but I grabbed the lemon lime twist. I think this is going to look amazing. Okay. So there is the press. Let's see here. If we want a little bit more color, we can rub it along like that. So this is the fun of having your glass mat, right? Okay, so we're going to let that kick in, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the watercolor pencil, and I'm going to do a little bit of the granny or the old olive. I'm going to spritz it just to add a little bit of water, and we're going to see what this is going to look like if I just color out the leaves a little bit. Because the nice thing is these papers, they resist whatever you put on them. So the design stays white. So even as I'm coloring it, you can see that the lines of the leaves, the detail of the leaves is staying white, but you can add color around them. And you can do this whether you just use your blending brushes and do a full blend like we did with that soft sea foam. Remember we did the soft sea foam yesterday with just the brushes, and then you could go in with watercolor pencils or your blender pens, and you could add some color to the greenery to make it darker. Okay, so there's that one, and as it dries, I think that is going to look very, very pretty too. Okay, wipe the block and a spare background paper. Is there something to spray that means it has to wipe straight away on the tissue? Trying to figure out what your question is there, Sandra. Can I ask, could you wipe the block onto a spare background paper? Yes, you could. You could do that too. Yeah, I could wipe the block onto a spare, like I could take this and yeah, I could muck up, you know, I've got glass here, I've got water. I could definitely, if you're saying like muck this up to soak up all the goodness of this color, and then I would have, well, it's got alcohol in there, so that's not going to saturate it as much, but I know what you mean, like use up all the color of ink that I've got and use it for something else. Yeah, you could. If I was just using water, it would sop up a lot more, but because it's got a little bit of alcohol in there, it dries a little bit modelly. But look at the difference between those two. And as they dry, they will take on different looks. So there's those two. I want to cut a strip of the flowers because I think the flowers will look beautiful to color in. And then we can use that as a feature on a card. So let's see here. I'm going to go with 5 inches. So I'm going to use this one. So this is another one of the irresistible papers, the specialty papers. And I'm going to use a larger block here that I've got. and I'm going to smush some color across it. If I don't get all the way to the edges, I can always crop these. In a second, these have dried enough that I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a little bit of color into our balloons, and then I'll finish off that card a little bit later and add some texture in the background. Maybe I'll almost like stamp some clouds and stuff from our sunrise sailing or our adventure. Maybe I'll do the adventure. Yeah. Bundle. It has some clouds in it, and I'll stamp those in the background. I think that would be cool. Yes, that is what I meant. I always mop up with paper for future. Wasting beautiful color. I hear you. Yeah. Only I've mixed it with a little bit of alcohol, and the reason why I've done that is because I'm not using watercolor paper, and it really saturates the regular paper, so I added a little bit of alcohol just to help it dry a little quicker. Okay, so the question is, what color do I want to do across these flowers? I do have a little bit of peach pie, so I could do the peach pie, and then I think what I would do after the peach pie is maybe color them out in a beautiful pink color. So you'd have that peachy color and then a beautiful kind of pink. I gotta figure out which color pink. You think about a pink. I'm thinking Flirty Flamingo, but Strawberry Slush might be fantastic. So I'm gonna put this over top again so you can kind of see. For this one, I'm gonna have to really spray it down because this is a larger piece, and I want to make sure that it goes over the whole paper, because again, there's rubbing alcohol in here as well as water, kind of a mixture, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Look at that. I love it. Okay. That is pretty fantastic. I'm going to use this little bit of color, and I'm going to just pick it up with a block and rub it over that edge that didn't get enough. Okay, I'll crop this for my little panel, but look at how the flowers have popped up. And then I can go in with, let's get the Strawberry Slush. I think would be fantastic. Let's see. I'm just gonna rinse off my brush, get the green out, and let's see about some Strawberry Slush. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a dab on my block. Your blocks are like little palettes. They really are. So you have to think about using those within your craft room. Okay, see? Look at that. So pretty. So when you do one color on top of another, you definitely want to think about colors that are going to blend nicely together. So you don't, you think like, okay, if I do a yellow background or a blue background, and then add yellow to it, or do the opposite, you're going to end up with tones of green in there because yellow and blue make green. So you have to think about that. So that's why I like to keep within kind of the same color tone, so that when the colors do mix, the peach and the Strawberry Slush mix together, you're going to get this beautiful pinkish color, where if I had chosen maybe a purple or something to kind of go over the peach, you would end up more with a really kind of muddy color. You want to avoid ending up with those kind of muddy colors that just end up looking like a version of a brown or a gray when they mix together, right? So that's why it's fun to kind of experiment with, use little scraps and put some color on them and add colors to it and see what happens, and you'll know some good color tones. I know when I'm using yellows, I tend to go with blues because then it makes gorgeous green tones, and I love yellow, blue, and green. Or I go with oranges or reds because it makes it look of that feel of kind of sunset colors. Okay, so see how pretty that looks when you blend it all together. I've got a couple more on here, and then I will crop this for putting on a card, and that will look beautiful. You'll see, be a tropical feel to it. Okay, so there is that piece. It's like you feel like an artist when you're working with water. You feel like an artist, and the one thing about it is it has that, you know, it does have some unpredictability for sure, but it's fun to just play with it and see how it goes. Okay, so what color balloon should we do? That is the question. I think we're going to try and go with, we'll do a little green because I think the blue will look nice over the green. And I'm just going to add a slight bit of water, not a lot because I don't want this to be too wet. One squirt, blend it around. But let's see, it's looking so perfect. There we go. Would you ever think to try this? I hope you do. So if you're just joining in, yeah, I did add, as I'm spritzing onto the blocks the color, I did add a slight bit of alcohol, like maybe 1/5, because I didn't have any watercolor paper left, and I wanted to help with the drying factor of our regular paper with having a lot of water on it, and hopefully stop a little bit of warping. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to use these on, look at those, they're so pretty, love it. Okay, with the water painter, yes, and then this is gonna, I think, look adorable when it's on a card, and we got to do them in order as the balloons are kind of going up and up and up. Isn't that cute? I'm happy with that. We've got our, they almost look like Hawaiian flowers. I'm going to put that one there to dry. Now, I did a little bit of block work just before I got on, literally just before. And I'm going to see, I think it's ready. I just got to watch my fingers. I might have to quickly run and clean my fingers. I got a little mark there, but I'm going to play with it. I'm going to work with it. I'm going to add an image onto here, and then I'm going to color the image. I'm going to do one just in black, and then I'm going to do one and then color it in. With the color combination that we got going on here, I thought it would be beautiful to do like a gorgeous blue hydrangea on them with the lovely green leaves, and then you can darken up the green leaves. We can add some different colors into the hydrangea. Okay, I am going to wash my fingers, so again, 1 minute. There we go. Don't know if it helped. So I'm going to bring in Thankful Garden, and I'm going to bring in this one right here. Okay, I think it's going to look stunning. Both of these images actually would look beautiful, But I think this hydrangea one would look really pretty. Okay. I need a larger block. And somebody's car alarm is going off in the neighborhood, which is weird. Okay. So let's ink up this, and I'm going to stamp it onto both of them here. We'll see how we do. I'm hoping that it stamps okay. The paper is slightly got a warp to it, and that again is from the water, but I think that it should still stamp okay. So let's see. We're trying it. I'm going to give it a couple seconds for the ink to transfer. So this has been sitting and drying. I did hit it with the heat tool because with, using your regular paper, it is, oh my God, I love it. It is going to hold the water a lot more and take longer to dry. So just hit it with your heat tool. And I wanted it dry for the live to be able to stamp on it. So I did hit it with the heat tool, which made it a little bit warpy. If you let it dry naturally, then it'll dry flatter, but I wanted to be able to do this. Okay, and then we're going to add some color to one and not the other, and then you can decide what you think. But I like the white voids in it. I'm okay with that. It makes it look more like a piece of art. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm so happy with that. I didn't know how that was going to look. It looks amazing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have to decide on the colors in which to bring in for our hydrangea and down here. I think I'm going to just use a little bit, and like I said, I'm going to leave one and I'm going to color out the other one. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green because I think that would be really pretty, and then I need a blue. What blue do you think I should use? I'm thinking a little, let me just see. I'm going to grab a couple. Allure, Blueberry Bushel, Granny Apple. Okay, I've got a couple different colors in here. Okay, I'm thinking a combination of these two would look gorgeous. Okay, and then I'm going to use the Granny Apple with the leaves. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to spritz. Whoop, got the paper a little bit, that's okay. And I'm going to use the aqua painter. So if you're just happen to stop in and think, what are we doing? Oh, which one do I want to? I'm going to color out. I think that one looks beautiful just as is. Actually, I could chop that one. Nope, maybe I will color this one out. I'll color this one. If you're just dropping in and wondering, like, what are we getting up to here? This is just having some fun with water, our blocks, just regular paper. So I added a hint of rubbing alcohol into my water spritzer just to be able to have the paper dry just a little bit quicker. And now we are stamping on it. And as you can see, even with the broken up image in the background, I think it adds character to it. In fact, I think I like it better than ones that I've done without. Okay, so there is our dark green on there. That is the Granny Apple Green. And then I am going to go in with some blues. And you know what? I think I'm going to start with just a darker version of the color that we've got on there, because that tends to be more subtle and a little bit prettier. And then I will add maybe this color blue in there as well, as we get to some of the smaller flowers. So we'll go like that. We'll just make a palette, and then we'll go like this in between, like that. And you have to make the sound effects, right, as you do it. And then we're going to spritz and add a little water to the blues. There we go. There we have our little paint palette. Just like that. Now, if you have the re-inkers, you could just add a little drop. I did that the other day. Just added a little drop of ink on them. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in. Whoop. Did I just do green on there? I think I did. Yes? Where was my brush? I think I did green. Let's see. Yeah, I think I did a little bit. Maybe not. Okay. So I'll mix it up with some of the different color blues in here in a second, because hydrangeas have all those different tones, right, within their petals. So it's good to kind of have, just kind of dance between the colors, do a little color dance, so that you've got a couple different shades that are within the same though. Let's see, like that. And of course you have to keep in mind, as we go down to the area where there's green in the background, it's going to affect your tone. So that might be where you might want to add a little bit more of that kind of darker blue here, the Allure Afternoon, and that will help with that concentration of green in your paper, so it's not so green. So like I said, I'll finish these off and you will see the end results. I'll post them. Man, this is so relaxing. Something about just painting and having to, I know it's hard sometimes, just trust the process. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and that's okay. We learn from everything that we try, and then we pivot and we kind of change things up a little bit. And I'm even, you know, I'm not coloring perfect, and I'm dabbing a little bit of kind of color into the centers so that there's little tiny bits of different tones as we have in our hydrangeas, just over those kind of darker areas. And then you've got all these kind of little marks in between, which I think are supposed to be like petals in the backdrop. So I'm adding a little bit, and there you have got one colored out and one not. Yeah. What is your preference? The color or the knot? On your orange pink piece, could you brush ink on the edge so that the full paper is colored rather than chopping it? You know, I probably could, but because of the water, it almost leaves, like, see how this, I went over here with the water afterwards, it leaves kind of a different look than the original press. But I will play with it for sure. We'll see how it dries, and then we'll go have another go at it. Okay, colored out for sure. watercolor painting is mindful when you can switch off from other things around you. Oh, so true, right? I know, they're both pretty. So, and I think what will make the difference is how you mat it as well. Like for this one, if I mat it in like a black, like a thin line of black around it first, and then maybe white, so it's kind of black and white with a little bit of the blue color in the center, and then I'm thinking, yeah, embellishments is going to make a difference for this one, and whatever ribbon I use, right? Like the color a bit more. And you know what? I could go in, no, I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to do one with and one not. But I could go in and I could do, I mean, the slightest bit of color on some of them, but it's kind of, I don't know. I want to do a true comparison. Otherwise, I would be like in there adding color to this one too. But I'm going to just finish them up and we'll see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to leave you at this. I know it's not like me to not finish these cards, but I am going to let them dry, all of these pieces dry, and then you will see what becomes of these little pieces of art we've created with our watercolor. Okay, I know that's nasty, me, isn't it? Do one with and one without so we can see the difference. I will leave them as is, and I will do one with and one without. Okay, now before we go though, maybe I should bring out just my rainbow bucket of cards and just see matting wise, so therefore I can get a little input. I will see how much I have in my rainbow bucket still. Let me see. Well, let me see here. Okay. Because some of these are going to look amazing. Let's see, black frame. Yes, I'm thinking definitely trying like a black or even a like a basic gray. We had a scrap of basic gray. Where did we put it? We had it just a second ago. We as in me. You know I include you in my, okay, like this. See how this, I like the gray because I love basic gray. Oh, see, look at that already. How, and you want to mat it just a little bit, so ignore the big block of it. But when you mat it, see how pretty that is, and then maybe do like a little light blue on there, or a little white matted out, and different embellishments. So this is the fun. Well, this is the fun with the rainbow bucket of card bases for sure. But black should encourage the print color. Yes, like it does. It does definitely work well. Where like this one, I think this still though would look beautiful matted with a thin mat of the gray, and then maybe bring in, like either a color like this or a color like this. I love that. So yes, it will be fun. What about Secret C cardstock? Do I have Secret C in here? I might. I do. There's Secret C, which is a tone of kind of a green and a blue together. Good call, Debbie. That is beautiful. And could mat, like do a double matte white. Let's just think. This is just a texture that I have in here. But a double, that might be our answer. Look at that. A double matte of white, a little bit of texture in behind there. That doesn't hurt it. And then, in fact, maybe if I cut it down a bit, we'd see more of the texture. And then the Secret Sea, which is a combination of blues and greens. That's very complimentary too. So I'll play. I will play. I'll figure out some combinations, and then you can let me know what you think. Just by looking there, you know, what would you go with the color? The Secret Sea, striking. The Granny Apple, also beautiful. And the blue. The blue is kind of too washed out, I think. I think it would have to be either this one, which I'm leaning towards, thank you, Debbie, or the green. The green is beautiful too. Yeah. Who knows? I might have to do a couple more. Just so you can see. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, everyone. And I had a good time making a lovely mess here with all of you. And the next time, like I said, tomorrow I will not be going live just because I do have my July card club. And I'm looking forward to seeing so many of you. Oh, Secret Sea and Granny Apple together. Ooh. Yeah, that does look quite nice. Look at as they just sit there. I think that might be a winner. We'll see. But yes, I will be creating with many of you. I see as you're coming up in the feed here during the Zoom tomorrow for July's card club. I'm excited about that. If you did not end up getting July's card club or any January, February, March, April, May, June, July are all in my PDF video store, which is also in the link. So it gives you like a full, and by full I mean I'm very detailed, but a full 6-page color PDF, as you can see, with some extra. This is actually July's, with some extra bits for a fun fold that we're doing. And then I think the video ended up being 2 hours and 20 minutes, a full instructional video as I walk you through how to create all of these cards. So yeah, it's super easy to follow. I've had quite a few ladies now do the PDFs and the video, especially if they're not within Canada, so they can still do my classes. And then you use the PDF to cut and prep all your pieces. If you don't have the products that I use, you switch it up with different ones, but you still have all the layouts and the fun folds in there. And then you join me with the video, and it's like you're creating along with me for the video and finish creating your cards. So that is my option if you happen to just start following me and you've missed some of the classes that I've done in the past. That's where you'll find them, is in the PDF store. As for registration, just closed for August, but I will have September's registration coming open probably in the next week, so you can look for that. In the meantime, you can still sign up to join Lori and I for our fun little bingo kit together with our fancy birthday. So yeah, if you want any info, you know where to find me. In the meantime, have a fabulous Saturday. I'm going to go meet Katie. Molly and I are going to go and meet her at the farmer's market. And there's all sorts of fun stuff there. And of course, we need some all fresh produce and fruit for the week, because that's the best, right? Okay, everyone, take care. And next time I go live is going to be Tuesday night for Tuesday night toss-up at 6 o'clock. See you then. Bye.